as a local receiving stations interacting with your cell phones. So through this, the amount of energy emitted from your cell phones would not be greatly enough or too big to have impact on your avionics systems. And the communication really is through the current telecom companies.
Using satellites, companies like Thales and Rockwell Collins are able to provide aircrafts with internet access and live updates. This will reduce the weight of hardware on board a flight, in turn, lowering the cost. AirAsia in Malaysia is equipped with in-flight connectivity, and by 2011, so too will British Airways. But airlines like Singapore Airlines are still wary of the results.
We have had it before, and we had a difficult experience with that, not from the operation of the service, because it was fantastic, but from the fact that the provider couldn't make a business case. So if we go for it again, we want to be sure that it's something that can be sustained, because we don't want to promise something to our passengers that we can't deliver on.
SIA says it is currently exploring its options with service providers to offer both in-flight entertainment and connectivity on board its aircrafts. From the skies to the ground, what's inside actor-model Bobby Tonelli's IT bag when he needs to unwind after a long day of work? It's mine, right now.
It's mine.
A buff physique is a prerequisite for any actor or model, which is why actor-model Bobby Tonelli of Singapore blockbuster The Little Nyonya fame spends 4 days a week keeping in shape.
In the entertainment industry, it's a lot of times it's about the aesthetics. It's important, I mean, we're representing, ourselves on television and so forth, and want to look our best, and also to fit a certain role. I mean, my weight goes up and down, and the way I look goes up and down based on the role I take. Currently, with Fighting Spiders that I'm shooting right now, I've had to put on weight, and make myself a little bit older looking on camera and so forth. So my training changes for that.
In the past, Bobby had to contend with using a normal MP3 player to keep himself from getting bored on his runs. But his new iPhone comes equipped with a Nike iPod application which provides music on the go and tracks his distance and time at the same time. With a small tracking device inserted into his shoe, Bobby can sync his steps with his iPhone. The music starts when he runs, and when he is done, he can connect his iPhone to his computer and upload the data.
It's like a personal trainer that's with you, and then sometimes you get that, there's a function there that, like that power music surge, so when you're like feeling down, it's like hit that and it goes, it gets you going. So for me, it's AC/DC Thunderstruck, get with some old-fashioned rock and roll, and it's rah, go for it. That's what's nice. Also, you can keep track of it online, and it's sort of like you can compete with other people online. So it's nice in that sense. You have like a whole social network of running.
And to complete the surround sound experience during his workout, Bobby paid about $118 US for this Motorola S9 HD Bluetooth headset. Working on Bluetooth technology, the device is detected and synced to his iPhone 3GS, which has Bluetooth capabilities too.
So I landed on these because you can actually just slip them over your head, you pop them in your ear like this, and they stay. They don't, for my head at least, they don't move around. It's kind of not totally in-ear, but it's secure enough.
This headset allows him to stay connected while on the go, never missing an important work call.
In Bluetooth headsets, as we all know, have been the first, our usage for them originally was for phone calls. But now with the stereo, you pop this in, and you actually have buttons here where you have your volume and so forth, but you hit a button, hit this, and it'll answer the phone call. You can pause it, and hold it, go on, move on to the next, and so forth. So it's nice. I mean, now, if you're on a very noisy area, the person on the receiving end is going to not hear you so clearly, obviously, because this is not designed to be close to the mouth. It's just, it is designed mainly for music, but with the support of phone calls.
So the next time you see Bobby Tonelli burning the tarmac, perhaps you should wave at him instead of shouting, because with the music pumping, he will probably just whiz past you.
No brakes to Toyota's troubles. The automaker launches another worldwide vehicle recall, pulling over this time its hybrid models. At the same time, lawsuits are piling up against it in the US. The details on Primetime News.
When a roving clinic hits the road, volunteers expect the unexpected. This week on House Call to Padang, a devastating earthquake has left thousands injured, people in desperate need of medical care, and a listening ear for their heart-wrenching stories. House Call, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., exclusively on Channel News Asia.
You've seen how dangerous some exotic food can be, and how common everyday dishes can be even deadlier. Now, Octo takes you all around Asia on a culinary adventure that celebrates life. Come and savor food that people have sworn by for health, beauty and vitality for centuries. On Flavors for Life, every Thursday, 10 p.m. An Octo original.
Thursday, Singapore has adopted a new economic blueprint to thrive and survive challenges in the post-crisis world.
This can be achieved because we are capable of a major national effort.
With the launch of the integrated resorts and the transition to a new growth paradigm, will that be enough to mitigate future economic volatility? Singapore economy, the next shift. On Insight, Thursday at 8:30 p.m.
Looking at all these faded photographs brings so much good memories. This one was from 1972, this one from 1970. But the thing is, you don't want to touch them too much because you might destroy the edges. With the explosion of digital photography comes digital photo frames. And as they say, the picture frame puts the finishing touches to all your memories. So today, we're going to have a look at 5 digital photo frames and tell you which one is picture perfect.
Gadgets War.
First up, the Samsung SPF 800p digital photo frame, which was unveiled just before Christmas 2009. It has an 8-inch LED screen. What's great about this is that it comes with a remote control, which is a plus point for lazy ones like myself. This little gadget accepts the standard SD card, but not a CF card. But what it lacks in storage card options, it compensates with Bluetooth 2.0 connectivity. The SPF 800p allows you to synchronize directly with your laptop or your mobile phone. The thing I like about the Samsung one is that it can actually tilt all the way back, which means you can look at it from the top if you want to, and it can tilt all the way up straight, just like that. Next up, the Philips SPH 8008 photo frame with battery. While it has an 8-inch screen too, it looks smaller. It comes with Bluetooth connectivity. What this small digital photo frame has over its competitors is its built-in 2-hour rechargeable battery. We like the fact that you can remove it from your dock and bring it around to show your friends. It can take SD, SDHC, and XD cards, among other formats. But this has only one display angle you can look from. Well, in this day and age when everything is pretty much touchscreen, keep forgetting that actually the digital photo frame is not touchscreen yet. But what's nice about this one, you get all these functions right on the side that you can actually just easily touch. Just like that. A normal photo frame? Look closely. The HP DF1000 stands out immediately from the rest thanks to its mahogany solid wood frame. For those of you who are more traditional and you want to have a traditional looking picture frame, the HP one also comes with borders that you can choose to match your walls, or you can have it both. Also comes with a remote control. The LCD screen for the HP is wider at 10.4 inches. What we like about this is that it is able to accept CF cards on top of the usual external memory cards. So for some professional cameramen, you can just plug in your cards to view your pictures. The ViewSonic VFM 1032 has a slick and white frame with a 10-inch screen. This is something we can see mounted on our walls. Unfortunately, that's all the ViewSonic has to impress us. According to the manual, the stand allows us to turn the frame to make it portrait viewing. But the pictures actually don't change into portrait mode, not automatically. You can't do it manually either. So I guess you'll have to flip it before putting the picture in, and then you get to see yourself in portrait mode. Otherwise, you're stuck with landscape mode for your portraits. And what's more frustrating is that when we try to put in the same set of pictures we use for the other frames, only some can be viewed. And these photos are within the accepted range of pixels. And finally, the Sony DPP F700. It has the smallest LCD screen at 7 inches. But the best part, this digital photo frame also doubles up as a photo printer. Well, the good thing about the Sony digital photo frame is that it prints your picture right on the frame. So if someone happens to admire your picture while passing by, you can just easily print one and give it to them. The printing cartridge comes together with 120 sheets of 4R photo paper, retailing at about $27 US. Out of these 5 digital photo frames, which one do I think is the best value for money? It has to be the Samsung SPF 800p. At 167 US, it's not only the cheapest of the lot, but what we like about it is that it has the largest memory space at 2 gigabytes. And which digital photo frame caught my eye? And this is Tim's pick. It is the Sony DPP F700, a 2-in-1 photo frame and photo printer that's definitely attractive. Now you can both see your pictures and touch them. All right, I'm gonna head out now to admire myself in pictures. I'm Timothy Go. That's it.
Mi casa es tu casa.
In the final episode of That's IT, China seems to have the answer to every new tech toy launch. Just how reliable are they? And MTV VJ Utt tells us why he carries 4 mobile phones. Plus, Gadgets War gives you the lowdown on which are the best HD webcams. Don't miss your last chance to see That's IT this Tuesday at 8:30.
Hi everyone, now Asia's grandest street parade with colorful characters and floats now comes to you closer than ever. So wherever you are this February 20th, you can catch the Chingay parade live on chingay.sin.sg from 8 p.m. onwards. You can also play director by controlling your viewing experience by choosing to view the parade from different camera angles. So why not view the parade from the grandstand, the rooftop, or the parade entry and many more? This is a celebration definitely not to be missed. To view the live telecast of the parade on sin.sg, you have to download the Octoshape and Silverlight plugins from the website. Refresh your browser after installation and the video will play automatically. Now, if you require any technical assistance, you can send an email to editor@mediacorp.com.sg.
Good evening. I'm Melissa Hyak, and you're watching Primetime News on Channel News Asia. In the news tonight, Toyota's troubles looking to worsen, its faulty vehicle recalls now to include its hybrid cars, totaling almost 500,000 worldwide. A Malaysian political crisis laid to rest for now. The country's highest court rules that the ruling coalition Zamri Abdul Qadir is Perak's lawful chief minister. Sri Lanka to court-martial a former national hero. Ex-army chief Sarath Fonseca stands accused of conspiring against the government. And first, the pandas now.
Tomorrow on Primetime Morning.
Keen to sink your money into property in Asia? Then get all the tips from seasoned investor Tim Murphy, who says that there's never a bad time to buy.
And be dazzled by the gems and jewels from the Mughal Empire. Join Joanne Liao as she chats with the Princess of Kuwait, whose family owns the priceless ancient treasures. Only on Primetime Morning tomorrow.
Hello everyone, I'm Timothy Goh, and this is the first time and probably the last time you're going to hear me say this, so pay attention. Gong Si Fa Chai Hong Bao Na Lai. If that doesn't sound right, well, at least I tried. This is the last episode of That's IT, and we are also celebrating the start of the Lunar New Year and the end of your favorite IT show.
Onboard navigation computer has received and marked flight plan from Project.
Well, if you're celebrating the Lunar New Year, you've probably spring cleaned your house by now, but did you know that your gadgets need spring cleaning too? Research has shown that some of our gadgets, like our phones or our laptops, are as dirty as a toilet seat. So That's IT will teach you how to spring clean your gadgets because it is time to declutter, tech or otherwise.
DIY it.
The desktop, the laptop. There is no better time to start cleaning them than the new year. What you will need is a microfiber cloth, soft lens cloth, a blower brush, a disinfectant solution, a screen cleaner solution, and a vacuum cleaner. Before you start cleaning, switch off the gadget and remove the power cable. You don't want to get electrocuted during the Lunar New Year, do you? Okay, let's start with the CPU.
The simplest method if you are in a rush is just to vacuum up all the exposed ports and vents of the machine, because dust is one of the main causes of overheating for your desktop. So just grab a vacuum cleaner, turn it on, suck up all the dust from the ports anywhere you can see is exposed, inclusive of the back of the machine as well. Once it's done, just take a simple blow brush and take a clean sweep of all the ports you find.
Now, if you only have time for basic cleaning, this will do. But for a more thorough job, you'd have to look into the interior of the CPU. First, remove the side panel of the machine and check that your cables are tied up neatly and tucked away from the fan. This is to prevent them from blocking the airflow in the ventilation shaft. Use a microfiber or soft lens cloth to clean the insides of your CPU. Don't use tissue paper as it leaves traces of lint, which accumulates and traps heat. And heat, as we all know, is the #1 enemy of your CPU. Next, a component often overlooked, the optical disk drive in the CPU. To clean it, switch on the CPU and eject the disk tray. Then take a blower brush and simply brush off any grit or sand trapped on the tray. Desktops are one thing, but by now, most of us own a laptop, which is smaller and much simpler to clean. First, shut down the machine and remove the battery. Then start wiping down the body with disinfectant sprayed on a microfiber cloth.
Please remember, do not spray directly on the machine itself because you may cause the liquid to fall inside the components and thereby causing it to fail. For the screen, don't use disinfectant spray. Instead, use a proper screen cleaner to clean it. Now, don't use the same cloth you use to clean the exterior. Instead, get another cloth. The device is the same. Don't spray directly onto the screen itself. Right, now we get to the most disgusting part of your laptop, which is the keyboard. As you all know, this is where you have the most contact with your hands, and if you are an eater, you probably have crumbs and such in between the keyboard keys. So, take a brush, brush it, blow it out if you need to. If you're really desperate and there's really a lot of crumbs, you can take a vacuum cleaner and vacuum up the keys. So, once you're more or less clean, what I like to do is to take a disinfectant spray again and wipe it down.
Now the optical drive in a laptop is unique because the lens itself is on the optical drive tray. As you can see, the tray contains the reader lens and the spindle. Take a clean blower brush and spray air on the lens. Then gently brush it. Check for any grit or sand around the disc and brush those away as well. Now, while cleaning the external body of the laptop, you may feel the urge to dismantle the machine to air the insides. Well, don't do it.
You may void the warranty because for most laptops, the warranty only allows you to replace the memory, the RAM slot, or replace the hard disk itself. Now, besides cleaning the exterior of the machine, we want to touch on the cleaning the insides or the software of the machine. If you don't want to pay for a subscription, there are free software. For example, Microsoft Security Essentials, AVG, and Avast, which offer free versions of the antivirus software. And for adware, you have AdAware and Spybot.
We're running Spybot on this year-old laptop, and 3 adwares have been detected. If you have a laptop which is older, your disk may be defragmented, which means that your data is in a mess. To clean it up, all you need is to defragment the hard drive. Click on the Start menu, go to Programs, Accessories, System Tools, and click on Disk Defragmenter, then simply click on Defragment.
This will help your machine run faster because it will bring all the commonly used data together in the same spot on your platter, making access to it faster.
Well, from now on, I'm going to start spring cleaning every single gadget that I use. You learn a lot from the show, don't you? Well, what about learning outside the classroom using mobile technology? Well, it is now possible.
It's my world.
A lesson in World War II history. Believe it or not, that's what these secondary school students are having. In their hands is an interactive mobile information tool created by a retired Singapore Armed Forces colonel. This interactive mobile learning trail was created in 2008 to support the learning of Singapore's history and culture in schools. The technology works like this. Students set out with a Samsung Omnia mobile phone equipped with Windows Mobile and Mscape, a custom-made interactive trail software, and a trail map. They then select one of the many trail paths and set out to explore checkpoints around Singapore. Each time they come into the vicinity of one of the 40 checkpoints, their phones will receive a GPS signal which activates interactive content on the relevant location.
The content could be pictures, could be videos, questions and answers. And if they are able to find the right answer, they key on the answers. Then we are able to track where they are. And to encourage creativity, we wanted them to take creative pictures and video and send it back to us. So we wanted to organize a trail that is going to be fun, engaging, one that would allow collaborative learning to take place, organized almost in a fashion of Amazing Race.
Without the need for teachers or textbooks, students learn by exploring historical sites, reading select content, watching streamed history videos, and answering quizzes sent to them via GPS. Knowledge acquired this way seems like it has no boundaries.
We learned that to engage the Generation Y kids, we must give them space. It cannot be just lecture-based. It has to be self-directed. It has to be collaborative learning. And the only way to do this and to make sure they really learn is to make use of technology, because technology do allow them to take charge of their own learning, move from place to place according to where and when they want to go.
Aside from GPS-enabled content, The phones are also pre-installed with hot buttons. These are applications that contain media-rich information on cultural hotspots around Singapore, such as the Chinatown Heritage Center and Raffles Place. Its high usability factor can be attributed to the touchscreen technology it relies on. As of now, the interactive trail software can be used only with the Samsung Omnia.
Most people are very impatient. What they do not want is to scroll up and down and then to wait. They want instant information. And the very moment you touch on whatever information or icon that you want, you expect instant response. And that's what the Samsung Omnia phone does to it.
This mobile tool has yet to be made available to the public for direct download. However, its makers are working to increase its reach by distributing it through a mobile service provider as a low-cost application. After the break, we find out why MTV VJ Utt carries 4 mobile phones.
A huge boost to Barack Obama's security strategy in Afghanistan. U.S. media claim the Taliban leader's right-hand man has been captured by American and Pakistani forces. The latest on Primetime News.
Celebrate the Lunar New Year with yours truly, Asia. Exquisite Henan dumplings that are almost too pretty to eat, and vivid peonies that thrilled the poets of old. Travel to Xi'an with Wang Yifeng to view the guardians of China's first emperor. And in Shanghai, Glenda Chong traces the development of the Cheongsam. Elegant and sensuous, the classic Qi Pao has stood the test of time. A Yours Truly Asia special tonight at 10:30.
On the third day of your Lunar New Year special, enter into the mysterious world of the geisha.
This is the new arrival.
A life of secrets and struggles.
You are to become geisha.
From director Rob Marshall and winner of 3 Academy Awards, including Best Cinematography, stars Zhang Ziyi, Michelle Yeoh, Ken Watanabe, Gong Li. Memoirs of a Geisha. Tonight at 10 on 5. February 22nd is Singapore's Budget Day. While the nation's economy is emerging from the global downturn, there are still challenges ahead. How can Singapore prepare itself for the new global landscape? Catch Finance Minister Tharman Shanmugaratnam's budget speech live from 3 p.m. And join Melissa Hiak and her experts for the immediate analysis of the main points from the speech. Then at 8 p.m, the Finance Minister joins Melvin Yong and a panel of guests to discuss the key issues in our budget forum. And finally, don't miss a special edition of Singapore Business Tonight as we round up the highlights of this year's budget. For in-depth reports of the Singapore Budget 2010, stay tuned to Channel News Asia.
Welcome back to That's IT. Well, it is time to visit friends and relatives. And you know, when I do this during the Lunar New Year, I tend to carry a lot of stuff with me. I've got 2 phones, an MP3 player, even a digital camera, which I already think is a bit too much until I found out that MTV VJ Utt carries 10 gadgets with him wherever he goes. Why?
It's mine.
Hey guys, so this is what I have in my knapsack. All my IT gadgets, big and small. You probably feel sorry for them because they're all piled up in one. So, as you can see, these are some of my IT gadgets. I know it's not much. You expect me to have so much, but I mean, it's just kind of tedious to carry a lot of stuff around, so I just decided to carry a simple few.
A simple few? Well, just like Mary Poppins, Utt just took out more than 10 different tech toys inside one bag. And that includes 4 mobile phones, a BlackBerry Bold 9700, an HTC Touch Diamond,